Stock purchase. Let us understand how can you register a stock purchase or any inward entries of raw materials in Petpooja inventory. To begin, you'll have to log on to your owner's dashboard and then go to inventory section. Inside inventory, you will find a heading for purchase under which stock purchase will be visible. Here you can filter out your past purchases on the basis of dates, from the type of supplier, invoice number, payment status, status of the invoice, and type of purchase. You can click on search and the respective purchases will be visible. As you can see, there are many columns for the type of supplier and the name of the supplier, invoice date, invoice number, purchase order number, total amount of the supply, payment, created by, status of the purchase, and the action buttons. Let us see the action buttons. The first action button is for editing the purchase. Once you click on edit, a screen like so will appear and you can make changes in your past purchase. The second button is for view. When you click on view, a PDF like so will be generated, which will contain all the details for the purchase. The third button is for paid amount. When you click here, you can essentially record a payment for that particular bill in any of the payment modes and full or partial payments along with the payment date. When you click on save changes, the payment for the same can be recorded. Also, all the past payments will be visible in such a format when you want to make a new payment. The fourth action button is for sending an email. When you click here, you can generate the same PDF as shown prior to this slide and email it to your respective parties. The last button is for cancelling the purchase. Once you click on this button, the respective purchase will be cancelled from the system. Here it will ask you for a reason and there will be a checkbox which will ask you to update inventory stock, which means that after deleting this purchase, all the inward entries of stock which was registered in our inventory will be erased off. Let us see how can you export all of this view into an Excel format. You can go to export and click on export all, which will generate an Excel file which looks like this. It will contain all the details as displayed on the screen. You can use this Excel for multiple reasons. When you click here, it will take you to the settings of purchase billing. Let us see how can you create purchase manually. When I click on add purchase, a pop-up like so opens up. This pop-up will include all the purchase orders, the ship to bill to orders, and the sales orders, through which you can auto fetch all the details from those particular documents and make your purchase entry easier. As we all know, there's an option for creating purchase orders before you register a purchase. And if you want to fetch the details of raw material and its quantity from the purchase order, you can directly do it here. The second is ship to bill to. In case of chain outlets, if your central kitchen is managing all your purchases and your central kitchen wants the vendor to deliver the goods to your outlet, but the billing address will be of the central kitchen, then this option is used. The border colors of all these entries will display its type. And the last is of sales. If you have registered pre-sales before purchasing, then those sales will also be displayed here. You can use those sales and directly fetch and generate a purchase entry by clicking them here. Let us see how to add a new purchase from scratch. First, it will ask you from, whether it is coming from a supplier or a kitchen or an outlet. We'll keep supplier as of now. I'll select my supplier ABC. There's a purchase invoice number column in which I need to input the existing purchase invoice number so that tracking of those invoices becomes very easy. If the supplier has a GST number, then it will be auto fetched here. Now it will ask you for the payment type, whether the invoice is unpaid or paid. When you click on paid, you can record payments for the same in such format. Right now we'll be selecting unpaid and moving forward. Next, there is a button for update inventory stock. If you want the purchase bill to reflect its quantity in your stock, then please check this box. In case you just want to register your purchase but not reflect the quantity of stock in your stock management, then keep this button unchecked. If there are any image files for your invoices, you can select them from here. Now comes the section of inputting the raw material details. Add new button will add another item into the format. Clear all will clear all the items from the format. Once you click on set as favorite, it will essentially set this particular purchase entry as your favorite entry, so that you don't have to recreate it again and again in case of recurring purchases. Then there is remove from favorite, which will essentially remove the purchase entry if it is marked as favorite. And the last is remove, which is used to remove all of the raw material sections from the details section. Here the first column is of a checkbox. It is used to select multiple items. The second is of the item name. Let us select basil for now. Third, it will ask you the quantity which you want to purchase. The existing quantity of the same SKU will be displayed here. Then the unit and the price. In case there is a default price for the raw materials, it will auto-populate here. In our example, there is no default price, so I am putting in the price here. Once the price is noted down there, the amount will auto-populate, and the columns for taxation will be visible. If the taxes are associated with the SKU or the vendor, they will be auto-populated here. And then it will ask you for an optional description which you'd like to note. If there is any discount availed by you, you can click here and write down the discount in percentage or rupees. If there are any delivery charges paid by you, you can also mention them here and the GST on those charges. If you are keeping any tax collected at source from your end, from the vendor, then you can add it here. And in the end, you can click on Save Changes. Once done, an entry like such will be generated. The current status of the purchase entry is saved, which means all the necessary effects of the raw materials are already posted into our stock on this particular date. So this is how you can record any purchase or internal transfers or any kind of inward entries for raw materials in Petpooja inventory. Thank you.